I was just happy to be alive, and I thought for some reason I was going to be in a wheelchair the rest of my life. I've heard that word Stockholm Syndrome thrown around, where you get kidnapped, but then you start loving your kidnapper. And I think it's just growing up in Hawaii and surrounded by the ocean, and you realize how valuable everything in the ocean is to our marine ecosystem. Mike Coots from the island of Kauai. I'm 35 years old, and I'm a surfer, photographer, and shark attack survivor. This is all 100% carbon fiber. I put my leash here, and the rib prevents the leash from sliding down. When I learned how to surf, I was in college and I was using a rubber joint with a rubber foot, and all the energy got absorbed into the rubber, whereas when you have a carbon, it's basically like potential energy going into kinetic energy. Like your running motion, you step down, it compresses, then it releases. And that's why I think the same principles that make a good running leg make a good surfing leg. The reason why I use the soft top is because it's a soft material that I can drill this into. Basically 1 or 2, wipeouts, this thing's gonna break. I break this bolt right here. I've got to go see my doctor. The doctor's got to look at it, say the bolt is broken, write a prescription. I go and fill that prescription up. I didn't have insurance for a while because I had a pre-existing condition, and as a photographer, you're self-employed, so you can't get insurance, so I had no insurance, and what I would do is buy feed off eBay. But there's emerging technologies like 3D printing, where pretty soon you'll be able to buy yourself a printer and push print and get printed the ultimate surf leg. It seems like every kid in school was a surfer, and I remember my dad pushing me into a little nice wave, and that feeling of, I think every surfer has that, that first wave feeling where the wave takes you and you just ride right up to the sand, and it's that, really good feeling. I was 18, I had graduated high school, and we pulled up to the beach, and I remember like a really foul smelling, stinky, dead fish smell in the air because the waves were so good and we hadn't surfed in a while. It was like, it could have smelled like the most rotten thing ever, and we were still gonna go surf. So the last wave of the set came, and there's a guy next to me that I didn't know, and he was on a surfboard, and he looked at me and I looked at him, and we both kind of had that look in our eyes of who's gonna go for the wave kind of thing. And I remember just kind of starting to do that initial paddle to signal my dominance that I want to catch the wave. And as soon as I made that arm stroke, tiger shark came up vertically and grabbed onto me from the deep. I didn't see the fin from far away like in the movies or any sign that anything was going to happen. It was just a total blindsided attack, and it grabbed onto my legs and started shaking me back and forth like a dog would do to some meat. Out of instinct, I punched it with my left hand a couple times. And as soon as I hit it, it let go and went back underwater and disappeared. And luckily a little wave came right there, and I caught the wave right up to the sand, and I tried standing up just because you're used to having 2 legs. And my friend Kyle, quick thinking, he took my leash off the bodyboard and made a tourniquet. I went unconscious, and then I woke up like 2 days later, about a week in the hospital, and then I was back in the water. I wasn't bummed because I had lost a limb or that I was going to have to, use a prosthetic. I mean, to be an amputee in today's world, I feel like really blessed. There's other places in the world right now, if you are handicapped and you're an amputee, you will be killed because you're an inferior person. But I think here in America, there's no real disability. I was contacted with this lady named Debbie, and she works for Pew. It's Pew Environment Group. They're a lobby group out of DC, and she was a shark attack survivor from Florida. And she just had this crazy idea of getting some shark attack survivors to lobby for shark conservation, and she thought the irony of that would create good press and maybe try and help draft some of these laws and legislation and help push it through. And other states soon saw that our fisheries didn't collapse, and now we have really strict federal laws. And I mean, it's crazy what is going on. 70 million shark fins a year are used for shark fin soup, and that's 70 million sharks killed. Cut the fin off a shark and the flesh isn't worth anything, but the fins are really valuable, so we dump this live animal back overboard. It doesn't have its rudders to steer. It'll swim in circles a couple days and then end up on the ocean floor dead. And because sharks are like apex predators in the ecosystem, they're at the very top. Once they are gone, and at 70 million a year, that's going to be a real fast process, and everything below them will crumble really fast. I do feel, with social media, I have a little bit of a soapbox, and I feel with the shark work, that alone, to help sharks, it was worth me losing a limb just for that alone, and to help other amputees and kids that are dealing with limb loss, that alone was worth it too. So I feel really blessed. And if you want to do something, don't worry about what people tell you. If you think you can do it, just do it.